Hi everybody, welcome to Metro East Montessori School's first yoga and meditation class. I'm hoping to be able to offer this maybe once a week if there's enough interest, so if you enjoy the video, please let us know and we will do our best to keep going. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to lightly turn on some of my yoga music, but I don't want to turn it up too loud because I want you guys to be able to hear me. Okay, so if you want to turn on some of your own yoga music, YouTube has tons of really great yoga things. I listen to this channel called Yellow Brick Cinema. It's really nice. That's what I use in all of the yoga classes I've ever done at school. So I'm going to be using a yoga mat. If you don't have a yoga mat, that's okay. You don't need one. You can just do it on the floor. We're not going to do anything tricksy or challenging. How we're going to start is we're going to start with some breathing exercises. And then we're going to start with an activity to center ourselves. And then we are going to do some light stretching and then just a couple yoga moves, okay? So when you practice yoga, it's always good to learn how to breathe effectively. And the way that we're going to breathe today is we're going to breathe in through our nose for 4 seconds. So 2, 3, 4, and out through our mouths for 4 seconds. And out, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's how we're gonna do our breathing. So if you have a yoga mat, or if you don't, you're gonna go ahead and sit on your yoga mat. Can everybody hear me okay? Yeah, I see some head nods. Cool, 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 cool. Awesome. So I'm gonna scoot back so you guys can see. I'm gonna make sure that my computer behaves. Okay. Let's do this. A little bit more. Okay. So I'm going to start by sitting cross-legged, but I want you to sit however you are the most comfortable. Some people like to sit with their legs to the side. Some people like to sit with their legs tucked under them. The important thing is that you're comfortable. So we're going to sit and close our eyes. And we're going to take a breath in through our nose for 4 seconds and out of our mouth for 4 seconds. So in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. Let's do that again. In, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. Let's do that 3 more times. In, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. One more. In, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. Very good. So now we're going to do our relaxation exercise. So I'm going to have you lay down on your mat or the floor, again, whichever you have. And we're going to lay down. I just keep my hands by my side. Some people like to put them on their belly. And so I can be fine. So I want you to take a couple breaths just laying here. Nice and quiet and calm. Can everybody still hear me okay? Yeah, cool. And we're going to start. I want you to think of your feet, and I want you to squeeze the muscles in your feet as hard as you can. Squeeze, 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 and then let go. Have them completely relax. Feel all the tension leave your feet. Now we're going to do the same thing with our calves. We're going to squeeze our calf muscles. Actually, let's do your whole leg. Squeeze your whole legs as tight as you can. And then relax. And feel all that stress drain out of your legs. Now we're going to do the same thing with our abdomens, our bellies. We're going to squeeze our ab muscles and our core as strong as you can. Breathe and then let it out. Feel your abdomen and your back sink into your mat. Now we're going to do our hands. I want you to make your hands into a fist as hard as you can and then let it go. Feel all that tension drain out of your hands. Now I want you to do it with your arm muscles. Squeeze your arms as much as you can. Make the muscles pop. And then release. Now we're going to do our neck and our shoulders. Now you kind of scrunch up your neck like this. Scrunch, scrunch, scrunch up your neck and your shoulders. And release. The last thing we're going to do is our face. So we're going to scrunch up our faces real tight and relax. So I want you to feel the floor supporting your body. Feel your heels push into the ground as you lay there, your hands push into the ground, your shoulder blades, your head, your legs. And I want you to take 4 breaths here, okay? Okay. So we can go ahead and sit back up. And I have cards, some of you will recognize this Yoga Pretzels box. I think Miss Macy has one in her class. I don't know if Miss Karen does. But we're gonna do some basic, simple poses out of that box. And I'm gonna show you the cards before I do them, okay? So the first thing we're gonna do is it's kind of a silly name, but we're gonna do the bunny breath. And the bunny breath is where you sit on your knees like this. You put your hands in your lap. You want your back, you want to sit up nice and straight and tall. Look forward, try to have your spine, don't hunch forward like this, but try to be as straight as you can. And you want to feel very supported. You're not like this. You want to have a nice, strong stance. You can just look forward or close your eyes if you want. And I want you to hold this pose and take a couple breaths. In through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Good. So now we're going to do what's called the river. And it's really just a forward bend where you're going to touch your toes. So you want to sit on your bottom, extend your legs out. Try to keep your back nice and tall. Head frame just as before. And you're going to reach up and bend forward. And just go as far as you're comfortable. You don't want to stretch to the point where your legs are sore. You just want to go as far as you're comfortable. And hold that stretch. And just take a couple breaths in. In through the nose. And out through the mouth. Walk your hands up slowly. Now we're going to do what's called cobra. So we're going to lay on our bellies. And then we're going to prop ourselves up onto our forearms. So you want to put your hands right at about under your shoulders. And then you're going to push up with your elbows, look up to the sky. And with every breath, I want you to try to sink your hips a little bit closer to the ground. But again, it shouldn't hurt. Don't push yourself. Just try to relax your body and your breath. Roll your shoulders back. And come back down. So now we're going to do downward dog. And what we're going to do to achieve this pose is you're going to push up here and bring up your bottom into the air. It's kind of like you're making part of a triangle. You're completing a triangle with the ground. Once you take a couple breaths in this pose, make sure that you're nice and supported and strong. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Good. And if you want, you can come back down into cobra. And come back onto your knees. Walk your hands back. Take a couple breaths. Because we're going to go ahead and stand up now. I might have to adjust my camera so my head doesn't get cut off. I think I need to make it higher. So I have to do that. Let's see. Yes. Give me 1 second. Let's see. That's a little bit better. It's kind of hard to see my feet, but if I need to, I'll tilt the camera down some, okay? So what we're going to do now is a simple standing pose called mountain. This is mountain. You're going to stand with your feet next to one another, hands at your side. I'm going to look forward. Remember, you want to be nice and supported all through your core. You want to, we're not slouching. We're nice and strong and supported. Feel your chest kind of be like a block, keeping you forward and straight. And then we're going to take a breath. Bring our hands up into prayer position. Close your eyes. Take a couple breaths here. Feel your feet rooted to the ground. And spread your toes out if you want. Sorry, my phone went off. One more big breath in and out. And bring your hands down. Excellent. Now we're going to go into what's called Warrior One. Okay, this is Warrior One. So you're gonna come to your mat. You're gonna step one leg forward, one leg back. Let me go down a little here. You guys aren't having to, I'll go low. One leg forward, one leg back. And you're gonna sink down. It's called a lunge. Make sure your front leg, your front knee doesn't go over your toe because that can hurt your knee, right? Don't overextend like this. It's not good for your knee. All right, and we're going to, once you get your balance, and keeping strong in your core and facing forward, you're gonna take a breath in and bring your arms up. We're gonna hold this pose just for 2 more breaths. Good. Now we're gonna switch to warrior 2. And the way you do that is bring your arms down, point one forward and one back. The leg that's out should be the arm that's forward. We're gonna hold just for 2 more breaths. And step forward. Now we're gonna do the same thing just on the other side. So the leg that was front before should go backwards. You're gonna go into a lunge again. Again, keep that knee. Don't let it go over your front toe, all right? Protect those knees. Nice and strong in your core. And with a breath, bring your arms up. Hold this for 2 more breaths. And then into warrior 2. Leg that's in the front, that's the arm that should extend forward. 2 more breaths. And we're good. We can step up. We have 2 more poses. And then we'll do some breathing to end. So we're gonna go into what's called the star pose. And we're gonna do that on both sides. You wanna open up your legs. This is star pose, by the way. Open up your legs. Feel like a nice triangle to the ground. And with a breath in, you're gonna reach down one side and bring up the other arm. Hold this for a couple breaths. Okay, you can release and push up and bend down to the other side. And up. Our last pose is one that I feel like many of you know, and it's called tree. Okay? So, I'm going to show you my picture of tree, but there's a couple variations. I see some of you doing it already. So, do you see how in the picture she has her foot all the way up? You don't have to have it all the way up if you don't want to. It can be as low down as your ankle. What's important is that you're comfortable and safe, okay? So, I'm gonna take a breath in, raise your arms, and bring up your leg. Sometimes it's helpful to keep your balance if you spread out your toes on the foot that's on the ground, and use those kind of like an anchor. But make sure you keep breathing, because that breathing and that centered focus is a big part of what helps you with your balance. Okay, down. Let's do the other side. Breath in, arms up. Bring your foot up as high as you're comfortable. Spread your toes They can dig into the mat, look forward, and take some centering, clarifying breaths. And down. Good. Now, if you're standing and you'd like to, I'm just going to do a forward bend. And I'm going to hug my arms. I'm going to let myself just hang. Slight bend in the knee if you'd like. I'm going to drop my arms. Let them just kind of hang out on the floor. And then back up. I'm going to lower my camera because we're going to lay back down on the floor. Okay. I learned this pose recently. It's one of my favorites. It's called Shavas. And you're just going to lay down and take some breaths. So down on the ground is however you are the most comfortable. And I want you to take 5 breaths. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Okay. We're going to take one more big clarifying breath with each other. So you're going to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Thank you for coming to our first yoga session and meditation session. If this is something you would like to do again, if there's enough interest, I'd be happy to do this every week. Now, I must be closer. I feel like I'm too far away from you. There's too much space between us. So, I'll let you know if we're going to do another one. Thank you for coming. I use the first relaxation technique where you scrunch in your feet and then you let all that tension stress out. Sometimes I use that to help myself go to sleep, or if I'm really stressed out, and it really, really has helped me. My mom taught me that when I was your age. So if you ever feel stressed, see if that helps you. Just lay down in a quiet place, turn on some really calming music, and try some breathing exercises and scrunching everything up and letting it go. It's nice to just feel all that tension drain into the floor like a river. Okay? All right. Thank you guys for coming. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. I miss you all dearly. If you need anything, I want you to email me, okay? Okay. I love you. I'll see you later. I'm going to go ahead and end the meeting now, okay? All right. Goodbye, my sweets.